This week's Torah portion of Parshat Balak contains within it the bracha, the blessing that Bilam, the false prophet, bestows upon the Jewish people. He's meant to curse them, and we know that God changes his plan and he actually blesses them. One of the blessings is something that we're very familiar with. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. How good, Tov, are ohalecha Yaakov, are the tents of Jacob, presumably Batei Midrashot, the places of learning, the places of prayer, synagogues, shuls, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, that which where Israel dwells. Again, presumably holy places and places in proper context. And it's a bracha, it's a blessing that we say as such every single day when we enter the synagogue. In fact, there are many who say it every single time they enter the synagogue in prayer. It is something that resonates and stays with us consistently. It is a description of the Jewish people. This past week, I spent Shabbat in a camp in the mountains called Camp Nesher in the United States. And I was so taken by what I saw. I was there to be on staff Shabbat. It's a Shabbat in which the staff all get together prior to the kids arriving to camp, to understand, to comprehend, to prepare, and know how to deal with the kids and get a certain amount of guidance, direction, instruction, so that they're prepared accordingly. And I was part of those preparations. But what I saw was absolutely incredible. During tefillah, during davening, an unbelievable ruach, an unbelievable positive connote, with dancing and singing and involvement. Every single staff member was at tefillah on time, dressed properly, ready to pray, and part of that prayer. The prayer itself, the tefillah, was inclusive. It announced the pages. It allowed certain prayers to be said by certain staff members so that they could feel part of the process. And then, of course, there was the singing and dancing, exuberant, absolutely jubilance that was felt and that permeated throughout the room and ultimately throughout the camp and throughout the staff. This positive atmosphere was absolutely exhilarating, and I was so taken. That atmosphere carried over to the meals of Shabbat, in which there was dancing and singing during Zmirot Shabbat, the songs of Shabbat that would accommodate the meals of Shabbat and give it that special flavor, play on words, but in more ways than one. And I was so impressed by these young people. You're talking about 100 and 150 of them who were just so involved, so interested, so concerned, and really enjoying their Jewish experience and the experience of Shabbat. I saw a young man and I started to engage in conversation with him, and he told me that he actually had gone to this camp for 9 years. I said to him, "What does this camp give to you?" And he said, "You know what it gives to me, Rabbi? It teaches us to be good people." Wow, that's something that I'm still trying to be to this day. If I could just go to camp once again, something that actually after this weekend I long to do, but I doubt it'll happen. But it truly is an amazing achievement. Then I asked him, what about observance? What about Judaism, observance? Does the camp impact you in any sense, in any way, in any form or fashion? And he said to me, let me think about it. And then without realizing the impact of his answer, he says, in actuality, the camp teaches us that Judaism is fun. Wow. Alavai, I said to myself, that everyone should have that experience. I don't think he realized, but he actually answered my question. Does it have impact on your Judaism? Well, if you're starting to feel and you believe and subscribe that Judaism is fun, that is going to impact your level of observance. And it absolutely did and absolutely does. Halavai, we should all feel that our Judaism is fun. We see so many youth today who are just unconcerned, oblivious, just not necessarily engaged with their Judaism. And part of the reason why is because their Judaism is just not fun to them. But here it was. And this is really what the bracha of Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael, goodness, is derived from an ability to see that there's joy, that there's happiness in what I do. We say, Tov lehodot laHashem, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. We say it on Shabbat. Tov, goodness, lehodot laHashem. It is good to praise Hashem. How? Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Sing, dance, rejoice, enjoy. Find that Judaism that is enjoyable to you. That is way it will grow, and that way it will certainly develop and progress through future generations. Gila means joy. Gila means happiness, rejoicing. Gila, prior to her sickness, was always dancing, enjoying, and she found happiness and good through singing and dancing. That is, and seems to be, the way that we should perhaps reconsider and reapproach and reassess our subservience to God, our subservience to our community, and our subservience to our Judaism. This is the Torah way, it is the Jewish way, and it certainly is the Gila way. Shabbat Shalom.